This podcast contains strong language and adult themes from the outset. I've got a question, Angie.
Do you know what? Well, I've missed this actually.
Have you?
Yeah, I never thought I'd say that, but I have missed it.
You've
These
missed
kind of, just
in.
hitting me with some, random shite.
Straight in the face. Bang.
In the face. Bang. Smack you in the face.
We don't condone violence on Finding the Funny.
Well, sometimes.
Angie, here you go. Here's a question for you. What's your favourite childhood memory?
Oh, I can't remember shit, can I?
Oh,
I cannot remember shite.
Goodness sake. What about Mr. Beale's farm?
Oh, yeah. I mean, they were classic holiday. In fact, I think most of my favourite, or let's say a few of the things I can actually remember are to do with our holidays.
Oh, my God. We had the best holidays.
Yeah. I just loved,
So
whether it was down in Bournemouth on Mr. Beale's farm.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, our holidays in France.
Oh, my. The south of France.
The south of France
legendary.
holidays were, just bloody loved them. And, it wasn't, we weren't doing anything flash. We weren't like, staying in some 5-star. We were like on a caravan site.
Oh, my God.
In one of those sort of mobile homes.
Yeah.
Great site, right near the beach. And they had a pool and, I think those are the things I do remember the most.
Me too.
Are those kind of holidays.
We had those matching Smurf t-shirts with the tassels, you and I.
Yeah, we did. And matching beanies.
Matching keenies. You would often get your tits out.
Well, not when I was a child. No.
Well, you don't really have, but as you got older, you liked to get the old brown boobs.
When in Rome.
Do you remember our holidays to Spain as we got older?
Yeah.
Do you remember we took you took your best friend to a pile of them, G.
Yeah.
And we used to be awful to G. Do you remember G couldn't tread water, could she?
No. She was she wasn't a confident swimmer at all, was she?
We'd get her in the deep end. Yeah. And all three of us would take her swimming costume off.
I mean, I'm not sure we should be actually talking about this on here. Now when I look back, I think, oh, that was actually really not nice, wasn't it? I mean, at the time, it was a great laugh.
We'll just blame James. Yeah, I mean, our holidays and the camcorder footage that you'd then find years later of like
just brilliant.
Mum constantly going, stop putting that thing in my face, stop filming me, stop it.
I remember as well that there was this one time we were on a holiday and James and I put loads of stones in your swimming costume.
Well, you used to do this all the time. This wasn't a one-off. On the beach, you'd basically
on the beach,
gather up stones
and put them in your costume and then make you walk back to like mum and dad and say you've done a poo in your costume. It'd just be this like huge pile of stones hanging around your bum. I mean, it must be really heavy because it's hard to walk on sand anyway, isn't it?
You're telling me. You two used to find that hilarious.
Oh gosh, yeah, we used to love doing that shit too. Yeah.
I would say all of my favourite childhood memories are probably holiday based. Definitely. I mean, Mr. Beale's farm was a classic, wasn't it?
Classic,
legendary Bournemouth days. Absolute classic.
And I think it just shows actually, the importance of holidays.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it doesn't have to be anything like flashy and amazing. No. It's just those points in the year that you are just together and you're away from like the normal, run of life. And I really, for me, they are the things that I do remember the most. And then you sort of think, I really hope, when, as my children get older, that those holidays, there will be things that they'll really treasure and remember. And
definitely. Well, everybody just has the opportunity to relax, don't they? And just chill and switch off, and that's when you often get the best out of people and you have the most fun. And you haven't got the stresses of life.
No, exactly. Yeah.
Anyway, Patty, how's your Easter been? Not great.
Shite.
Yeah. You've had the Vede, haven't you?
Oh, honestly.
You've been really quite poorly, pal.
This is the second Easter that I've had the COVID. The COVID. I think I had it in April 2020, first lockdown.
Lockdown 1.0.
Lockdown 1.0.
Yeah.
Obviously you couldn't test then, so I, couldn't be 100% sure, but given
we had all the symptoms, mate.
Given the fact that it was shitting everywhere, that's probably what I had.
Yeah.
And exactly the same thing happened. So started feeling unwell on the Thursday, Good Friday. God, I really don't feel good. And then that was it. And that was April 2020. Got away with it last year, and then bloody again this year.
Shitting. Yeah. Although I think you did have a cold last year, if I remember rightly. I don't think you were like fully 100%.
Do you know what? I think Easter for me is the time when my body goes, right, we're just going to let you get really ill now. We're going to attack your system.
Yeah, although we had a lovely time, didn't we, on Friday celebrating Margs?
We did. Thankfully, I was,
COVID free,
out of the woods. Yeah. But really, it was just so
really
shitty annoying.
It's really knocked you out, isn't it? It's really knocked you for six, that, mate.
And I still I've still got the headache.
Oh, you've still got sexy voice vibes.
Have I?
Yeah, it's very sexy voice vibes. Yeah.
Brilliant. Let's just
you sound very Nigella.
That is all I want to be. I just want to be Nigella.
Yeah, who doesn't?
I mean, I can't cook like Nigella, but I can sound like her.
Angie,
and I've got quite big breasts.
You've got big breasts. You've got Nigella breasts.
I've got Nigella breasts. I've got Nigella voice.
Yeah.
Kind of got a bit of Nigella hair.
Yes, you have.
So I think actually...
I'm just going to call you Nigella.
Brilliant. Thank you. That's all I wanted.
Or Nige. I think I might just actually call you Nige, to be honest.
Nige, yeah. Nige. I mean, I do sound a bit blokey as well, don't I?
Yeah, you do. And you are a bit blokey, just in general.
On that, on that note, you know, we know at the end of...
you blokes.
Series 4, I had quite a few messages.
Me too.
Yeah.
From men.
Saying, I listened to your podcast. I had one guy who's a window cleaner, I think, or something.
Oh, yeah.
Say, hi, Ange, just wanted to let you know I'm a bloke and I listen to your podcast. And I was like, oh, okay, great, thank you. I said, how come you listen, out of interest? He said, you came up on, he was obviously looking on, I don't know, Apple or Spotify, and it came up, and he said, I thought I'd give it a try, and I've listened ever since.
Oh.
Yeah. So.
Well, welcome. I had loads of messages from men too.
To all the males.
I think our male cohort is growing,
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it's because of my Nigella voice and breasts.
Well, we can't say that yet. We'll have to say that in Halloween. We'll have to message the men and say, are you here because of Ange's Nigella's voice and sexy breasts?
Yeah.
Talking about men, I've had an update from Tim, German Tim.
Oh, wow, okay.
So it's actually obviously from Natalie, his wife.
Yeah.
Partner. I don't know if they're married. Also, I think they are married.
Okay.
And she's messaged saying, hi Ruth, as promised, Tim has translated one of your famous phrases into German. It's not a direct translation, but I think you'll agree it's a good equivalent. So the German is, I'm going to play it in a minute, but she's written it for us as well. Das geht mir auf die Vertiken ihr.
That is the translation of shitting tits.
Listen, I'll give you what it actually means in a minute, but I'm going to play it for you.
Okay.
Right now, okay?
Okay.
Das geht mir auf die verfickten Eier.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard it. Yeah.
Now, the literal translation is, that's getting on my fucking eggs. Because in German, eggs means balls.
Eh?
In German, eggs means balls. So she's put here, literal translation, that's getting on my fucking eggs, in brackets, in German, eggs means balls.
What, so they don't have a word for tits?
I obviously think that tits isn't that must be a slang American English word.
Yeah, but they must have a word for boobs or breasts or why?
Well, he's gone down the route of in German that's getting on my fucking eggs, which I actually love. Do you want to hear it one more time? Here it is.
Now I know what he's saying.
Yeah,
yes.
Here it is now.
Das geht mir auf die verfickten Eier.
I love that. I really love that.
Isn't that hilarious? So look, I thought we could do a call to action for any other languages.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Great minds, mate. Great minds.
Yeah, because obviously I know a little bit of Norwegian.
Yeah, so let's do Norwegian. If anyone knows Spanish or French,
Portuguese,
or Dutch, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
There's loads. We would love to hear voice notes of you saying in your other languages, so, like Tim's done, not necessarily the literal translation, but a similar kind of vibe.
Yeah.
For what's getting on my shitting tits.
Yeah.
So there's loads of ways you can get in touch with us. You can find Ange and I both on Instagram. I'm at Ruth Gordon. She's at Ange Gordon.
And you can find the podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Just search Finding the Funny Podcast.
Angie!
Patois!
Spring is right around the corner.
Oh, isn't it just? And I believe we've had some really rather wonderful weather.
Haven't we?
We have. Which in turn means, you know, you've got to sort of start thinking about revamping your spring summer wardrobe.
Well, it's your transitions.
Your transitions.
Isn't it?
It is. I mean, that is it.
You need your transition pieces, you know, your cardigans, your lighter jackets, your t-shirts, your long sleeve t-shirts, maybe a top that's a lighter material but with a longer sleeve.
Absolutely. And I think that there's a particular company that is going to come in very handy with the transitions.
You have taken the words right out of my mouth.
Yes. Well, we are talking about Stitch Fix, people.
Stitch Fix.
Which is an online personal styling service for women and men. You know, let's not leave the men out of this spring transition. You know,
absolutely not.
Just as important as the females.
Just as important.
Yeah.
And we've got a great deal, haven't we?
We have.
To get started, Angie, you've just got to go to stitchfix.co.uk/funny, and there you will find a fun style quiz. From there, your personal stylist will hand select 5 items for you based on those answers. You know, your colours, your styles, your budget. Do you want accessories? Do you want shoes? Do you want jewellery? Do you want bags?
Yeah.
And the quiz is brilliant, isn't it?
It is very good. And they usually charge you a £10 styling fee. But listen up. Because we have a special offer for you. Sign up and schedule your first delivery using stitchfix.co.uk/funny, and the styling charge for your first order will be waived, which is amazing. So now you can try Stitch Fix's online styling service for free.
Now, I know you're a big fan of Stitch Fix, aren't you, mate? And you found Stitch Fix through www.stitchfix.co.uk/funny.
I was like, do you know what? If I'm going to talk about this stuff, I need to have some kind of experience of it. And
you've got some great pieces.
Honestly. And actually, I had someone message me just the other day about my jeans.
Oh, those jeans are super soft, super flattering.
This is I've got 2 pairs of jeans, two pairs of jeans from them now. One pair that's more sort of stretchy, soft, and then I've got another pair, which are the girlfriend style.
Oh, very nice.
Yes, which are actually Bowden jeans.
Oh,
and they're just a bit different, and honestly, they're so comfortable. And I think that's the thing I like about Stitch Fix is they'll send you some items from brands that you will know of, but they'll send you other from brands I've never heard of.
Do you know the other thing? The other thing that I like about this kind of service as well is that they pick for you, so it's different to what you might see on the hanger.
Pick yourself,
and you get to try different things. And if you don't like it, you send it back, and you know if you keep your 5 items, you get 20% off. But look, to get started, just go to stitchfix.co.uk/funny to try Stitch Fix's personal styling service for absolutely free. One more time, stitchfix.co.uk/funny. If you keep all your items, you'll get 20% off. Finally, you know where to go by now. stitchfix.co.uk/funny. Anyway, listen, we're bringing something back, aren't we? We're bringing something back this week, Ange.
This is something we hadn't done for a long time.
Ange, are you ready? Shall we do Love Question?
That's going to sound
amazing. I've missed that. I've really missed it.
We haven't done that in a long time.
No,
we?
She's been a while. The big questions have been packed away for a long time.
Yeah.
So Annie asked us a question on the gram. She said, if you could go back in time to any age, what age would you go back to? What advice would you take with you? And would you change anything?
Wow. I mean, Annie's come in strong with some questions there.
Annie has really gone deep, hasn't she?
Yeah.
She's gone balls deep. She's straight in balls deep.
She's doing a real deep dive.
Yeah, she's deep diving.
She's deep diving here.
What age would I go back to? Do you know what? I'd go back to like 7 or 8. Fucking great times.
7 or 8, would you?
Yeah. You think your life's shit at 7 or 8, but it's absolutely perfect, isn't it? You think of the carefree shit you've got at 7 or 8.
Yeah, I know, but then you've also got to think about all the shit you can't do at 7 and 8.
Like what?
Like drive.
So? Why do I want to drive anywhere?
You know, you haven't got the freedom. I don't think I'd want to go back to 7 and 8.
Oh, I think going to school, dicking around, painting, drawing, you know, going out in the summer, like playing on the field, doing cartwheels, handstands. I mean, I didn't do those. I was a fat kid.
I'd actually like to go back and see you at 7 and 8 doing cartwheels and handstands.
Well, I'd go back to 7 or 8, but I'd wish to be thin. I'd have the 7, 8. I'd have the like age 7, 8 I longed for. Rather than being the chubby girl in the school dress that couldn't do the handstands, I'd go back and I'd be like, look at me, yeah, I know, I'm fucking fit, aren't I? I know.
I mean, you've always been quite physically challenged as well, haven't you?
Fuck you. Fuck you. Physically challenged. Uncoordinated.
That's what I mean. You're quite uncoordinated. You're quite
I've missed this.
Clumsy, and
I have missed this a lot. I am so pleased that we're back. I think just coming out of school with a reading book. That's all you got to do that night. Sit and read a shitty book to your mum. Get her to write in your reading record.
No,
I think I'd to eat, go to bed, wake up, do the same.
No, I don't think I'd want to go back to 7 and 8. I think I'd like to go back to like 16, 17.
I wouldn't.
Because I think those are the years where you start to get a little bit more freedom and independence, especially like when you get 17. When you get 17.
Well, I didn't. That's another thing. I didn't get my license at 17, did I? No, because I failed 3 times in a manual.
Yeah, and then decided to go automatic
and pass first time.
I can't do that shit. I can't do that. Driving the steering wheel and having to coordinate 3 pedals.
Driving the steering wheel? Do you mean using the steering wheel? I couldn't do that shit. I couldn't do the driving of the steering wheel, mate. I couldn't do it.
Using the steering wheel and using 3 pedals. It's don't even
try it. Don't even go there.
I need to take one of those pedals out and then I'm going to be fine.
I'll never forget when I failed the 3rd time. I sat with my head on the window, crying my eyes out, and the examiner said, "Would you like to?" Went to give me the form. Said, "Would you like to reboot your test?" And I literally whacked it out of hand. I said, "What do you think? What do you think?" Anyway, My window was open a bit. He got out of the car and he said to my instructor, I've just offered her the form for the test, but she's quite upset in there. She's not in a very good place. I heard my driving instructor go, yeah, she's quite highly strung.
Oh, he's worked you right out, he has.
Of course he did. He was watching me trying to multitask a million different things with the coordination of a gnat. Of course he thought I was highly strung. You know, the other times I lost it in my driving lessons. He'd be going third, Ruth, third. He'd be like, no, that's fifth. Try and get third. That's fifth.
I mean, basically, out of the three of us, I am the only one who passed second time.
No, James passed second time.
Did he?
Yeah.
I don't think he passed second time.
Yeah, he did. Okay,
fine. We both passed second time.
Yeah.
But out of the three of us, I'm the only one that can actually drive a manual car.
But I don't think that's a badge of honour. I just think that's bullshit.
I bloody think it is, because everything for an automatic is more expensive.
Yeah, not anymore. Not these days. Everyone goes automatic, mate. You're back in the bloody...
No, mate. I've gone from an automatic car to a manual car, and it is cheaper.
Bullshit. It's bullshit.
Well, you're a prick because you don't know.
Anyway, what would you do if you could change anything? What would you do differently? Back in those 16,
I think I would give less of a fuck about what other people think.
Yes, I am so down for this.
That is what I would go back and
do.
If
I could go back to my teenage self, even my early 20s, I'd be like, don't give a shit.
I would not give a flying fuck about what someone else thought of me.
If you want to wear a crop top, Ruth, wear a fucking crop top.
Yeah. I just think these things that you know, the beauty of being able to go back. Imagine if you could, go back to those ages, because I think these are things you generally only learn in your later years. You know, when you kind of hit those kind of, late 30s, early. I think I am completely myself now at 46 than I've ever been. If I go back to those sort of very late teens, early 20s, I was so conscious about what other people thought of me.
Same.
And how I behaved or how I did things.
I wasted so much energy. I wasted so much of my precious energy thinking, worrying I can't wear those shorts because they're too short and I've got fat thighs. What does it matter? Those people that see me walking down the street for that 30 seconds, if they want to look at me and think, God, she shouldn't be wearing that, what do I care?
Fine. Am I ever going to see you again? No. Do I care?
Even if I do,
no.
Even if I do, you're probably not the type of person I'd hang out with. Because if somebody wants to wear short shorts, I don't care how big their thighs are. I'm not interested. And
I also think from a not just a physical sense, but I think an emotional and mental sense of just owning who you are and not being embarrassed about things and just going, do you know what, this is me, and the right people that are meant to be in my life will be in my life and will want to be in my life and will love me for me. I don't have to prove myself to anybody else. And I think if that's the thing that I think I have learnt so much in my sort of probably 40s. I think that's the thing that I've learnt so much about myself. And so I think, I'd like to go back to that sort of 16, 17, not giving a shit about what anyone thinks of me, completely being me for me, not for anyone else.
I'm sticking with the 7 or 8.
Well,
I'm sticking firmly with chicken dippers and alphabetti spaghetti. That's me. I'm going right back there. I think that's an overlooked age. I think everyone would be like, I'd go back and be a teenager. No, I'd go back and literally get in from school and sit on my arse and not have to worry about anything else.
Yeah, but don't you think that I think those, if you could be different as if you could go back to your teenage years with the mindset
if I could go back to my teenage years, I'd never get up.
Well, nothing's really changed, Pat, has it?
Fuck yeah. You're on fire today. You can tell you've not been out the house much. You've saved all this up. All of this like shitty insults. You just every time you've opened your mouth, you've thought, no, save it for the pod. I'll fucking beat her down on the pod.
Oh, Urban Dictionary. Urban Dictionary. Urban Dictionary. Urban Dictionary.
We're coming out of the jingle, Ange, give us your urban.
Okay, so this week's Urban Dictionary
Yes.
was actually sent in to us by the wonderful Sammy Golden.
Sammy Golden.
Okay, so the Urban Dictionary is tooth sweater.
Tooth sweater.
Tooth sweater.
This is very on brand because I've had a tooth out in this last week.
Well, yeah, maybe that's why Golden sent it.
Maybe. Tooth sweater. Is it where your teeth like sweat? No, I don't know.
No, you haven't got a clue, have you?
I haven't got a bloody clue.
When you go for a day or so without brushing your teeth, the texture in your mouth feels like your teeth are wearing fuzzy little sweaters. Does anyone have... And this is the little ditty. I'm going to do it American because I'm feeling like it's a sweater. Like a tooth sweater. Does anyone have gum? I forgot to brush my teeth this morning and it feels disgusting. Oh, you've got tooth sweaters.
That is... Do you know, there have been times where I've been like, holy shit, I need to get a brush on these teeth.
I hate that feeling.
Teeth sweaters.
I hate.
Do you know what I do love though? I love when you clean your teeth.
Oh,
I love the feeling of a fresh.
I love the feeling when you rub your tongue over your teeth, and it feels
that oral
like
feeling.
It just feels like little bits of porcelain.
Yeah, like the most perfect bone china cup you could get your hands on.
Yes,
it's like absolute pleasure all in one. That is the thing.
I'm actually doing it right now.
Me too. Do you know what's a great feeling as well for anybody who's had any dentistry work? You know, your braces, your Invisaligns, all of those stuff. When you get them taken off, the smoothness.
Oh. I also love it when you go and have a professional clean at the dentist.
Oh, a hygienist.
Oh,
a hygienist. I tell you what, though, the hygienist hurts, doesn't it?
No.
Oh God, mine did.
Did it? Mine doesn't hurt.
Excuse me,
mine feels amazing. Mine feels amazing.
Gosh, these burps are really coming in thick and fast today.
Yeah,
guys.
Can you stop drinking the Diet Coke?
I haven't. It's all gone. I haven't drunk anymore, but they're still, kicking around under there. They're still going on.
Remnants. You got remnants.
Just bubbly. I'm just a very bubbly person.
Bubbly burps. Bubbly.
Why do people describe fat people as bubbly? That gets on my shitting tits. Oh yeah, she's bubbly. What, you mean she's fat? Fuck off. Don't call me bubbly. It's like when people say she's got a pretty face though. Fuck you.
Okay, Paz, let's not go into that now. Let's just kind
She's fat, but she's got a pretty face.
Yeah. Bless her.
Bless her. You know, that girl, she's a bit fat. She's got a lovely face, though. You know, she's bubbly. She's bubbly.
Bubbly, yeah. Bubbly Brenda. Bubbly Brenda.
Bubbly Brenda. Yeah, and I can't remember what we were saying. Yeah, but, I mean, tooth sweaters are rank, aren't they?
Oh, disgusting. I think the worst time for tooth sweaters is when you've been out drinking.
Oh God, that is horrendous.
Oh, you wake up and you're like, my mouth feels like something has died in there.
Somebody's done a shit in my mouth.
Furry, and your teeth are furry because you probably haven't brushed your teeth when you got in because you've been
I'm hammered.
Yeah, I ain't brushing my teeth now. I'm just going to bed, and then in the morning you hugely regret that decision.
Yeah, because you think, oh God, these sweaters are stuck on now.
Oh. I've got massive freaking winter warmers on my teeth.
I have got the thickest jumper that you can find. On every single tooth.
Wrapped. Yeah. Tooth.
And it is going to take a full, maybe a double clean.
Oh yeah, double
to
cleansing
get that
my
gone.
teeth.
Double cleansing.
Yeah.
What
Double
about
cleansing
also when
today.
you get a furry tongue?
Oh, that's gross.
That
isn't
is
it?
just like if you've been ill or you've got a really bad sore throat, like and you know your breath is
and
bad.
it goes a bit white, doesn't it?
Oh, it's disgusting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Tonsillitis is the worst for bad breath, isn't it?
That is gross, isn't
just
it?
That takes me back to a very old episode, back to you telling me through complete fits of giggles that apple sweets give you smelly breath.
They do.
You had to say it about 3 times.
It still makes me laugh.
Stop. Yeah, same. That clip will forever crack me up.
Oh,
apple sweets,
but
they give you smelly breath. They give you sweater teeth. They put massive fuck off sweaters on your teeth. Yeah, when you get tonsillitis, though, you can sort of. When Matthew's had tonsillitis in the past, I've been like, "Don't come near me because
don't
your
even
breath."
Come near me. Yeah,
you've got a whole coat on in there. You haven't just got sweaters on. You've zipped up your whole tongue, your teeth.
But it's also like, don't you think as well? Like, I mean, obviously, I've had freaking COVID.
Oh yeah,
over Easter, and don't you find sometimes when you're ill? It's like you just smell from every pore.
Oh, it's disgusting, isn't it?
Isn't it? Like even if you go and shower, I mean, you know,
it's rank.
I couldn't even be asked to shower for a couple holidays, but you just feel like rancid,
disgusting.
You just like, I think, God, if anyone comes near me now, they are going to be completely and utterly poisoned by my skin and my tooth sweaters.
It's basically like when you see in a cartoon, like the green lines coming off of
coming off
the stale old person. Yeah. And you just feel like you've got those following you around everywhere. And it doesn't matter, you could just get out the shower and you're like, oh God,
and you still feel
disgusting.
rank.
Yeah. Tooth sweaters, though, that is hilarious.
Tooth sweaters.
Sammy Golden, you go straight to the top of the class. Well, look, we had a dickish behaviour in from everyone on the gram.
Absolutely, everyone.
Everyone, but
everybody much sent this.
And I actually had a message in. You and I got sent a message by Snedders, didn't we, Ange? That just says,
"Brilliant.
Coachella photo posing, dickish." do you think they just rock up, get a photo in front of the Ferris wheel, and just fuck off home again? And when I put the box up on the gram for the amount, it's basically everyone on the gram put Coachella.
Yeah. Which is correct.
Yeah.
Which is totally correct. It is such a pile of shit. I don't actually want to go to Coachella. If anyone says to me, do you want to go? I'm going to go, no. It's a fucking pile of shit. It's full of people who are there to show off and get some kind of like shitty photo in some like ripped shorts with a bikini top on and some kind of shit thing in her hair. Have a photo, like Snedder says, in front of that fucking Ferris wheel, and off they go.
It's not even about the music.
No, it's not. Is it? It's basically a fashion show. That's what
it's a pissing contest.
It is a pissing contest.
It is, isn't it? It's like, I'm greater, I'm bigger, I'm better, I'm more outlandish than you.
Yeah.
I'm
showing more skin.
You.
Yeah.
It's become this like, take me to Glastonbury any day over Coachella.
Well, I think Brits just do festivals.
Definitely. I agree.
Americans,
no. Snedders is right. They rock up, do their pictures, and then as you're just like, we won't bother listening to the music. We've got the shot for the gram now. We'll just go home.
Yeah.
So staged.
And I just think, basically you do festivals here, whether it's like your big Glasto, like huge affair, or your little individual, what are they called? Festival. That you can go to.
You literally said the word festival and then forgot the
word festival. I couldn't remember what
two
the
words
word
later.
is.
I was thinking, is she thinking festival again? She can't have forgotten that. She said it 2 words ago.
But you know, us Brits go to those in wellies and you know, okay, you might have a pair of shorts on with a pair of wellies, but you've done jackal with your face or your hair, and you just literally turn because you just want to go and have a bloody great time with the people you've gone with and hang out and drink and listen to the music. And you know, I just think that's what a festival should be, and that's what it's about here. But I think,
and look, I don't mind if you want to do like glamping, or perhaps like, you know, hardcore camping isn't for you. If you want to like have a little bit of luxury or whatever, that's fine.
But of course,
but the way that Coachella has become is like, I don't know.
Is it Coachella or Coachella?
I don't know. I knew you were going to pick me up on this.
Coachella.
I knew as I was talking, as that word tumbled out of my mouth, I thought, shit. She's a couple of times in this conversation said Coachella, and I think you could be right because it's coach, isn't it? It's Coachella.
It's Coachella.
It's Coachella. I call it Coachella,
not Coachella. I mean, basically, you're like a C apostrophe Chella.
Yeah, Coachella. I'm basically Coachella. I'm off to that Coachella. When are you going Chicago? After I'm in Coachella.
Chicago?
Yeah, that's
Chicago.
But Peter Case is on his tour. My grandma keeps saying to me, Peter, when are you going Chicago?
Chicago.
When are you going Chicago, lad?
Right now, we had a dilemma in which again we haven't had one of these in a while, have we?
Well, I've got one for next week as well. Now somebody's messaged me today with one for next week, so we've got a couple of dilemmas back to back. So remember, get in touch with your dilemmas.
If there's any of those things you're like, I've got this situation, I don't quite know what to do, and you know, I'd like to think that Patty and I can probably give you some help and advice on those things.
I agree, Patty.
Okay, so we had this dilemma in which we'll obviously keep the person anonymous. And it says, "Hi, Ruth and Ange. I don't know where this might fit into your podcast, but I have a bit of a dilemma. Our son just bought his own car and he was a bit short, so my husband said he would top up the missing money for him. I was confused by this as I couldn't see from our account where the money would be coming from. I confronted my husband about this, concerned that our son might be let down. It was then that he informed me that he had a secret bank account that he has been having a portion of his salary paid straight into for a number of years. Safe to say, I lost my shit and would love to hear your thoughts and advice." Now, that is a big dilemma.
I can see both sides, you know.
But why does it have to be secret?
So, this is what I think. I think if he hadn't have done that, they wouldn't have had the money to help out their son. Because
it still comes back to
hang on, let me finish. Let me finish. It's not about, I don't know whether this is about it being secret or whether it's about saying we will be better at saving this money if only I know about it. Because there won't be any discussion around should we transfer it into our current account? Should we I think you can either see this as secret, like, you know, if he was doing that and he was using it to go on massive holidays or benders with his mates, and there was
you don't know, do you? You don't.
Well, you do know because
you don't know,
but you do know because he's got money in it. So obviously we don't know how much he's got in it, but he had enough money in there to if they hadn't have had this account, they wouldn't have been able to help their son out with their car. That's the bottom line, because their current accounts didn't have the money in it.
I just think things like this, if I was this person, and I'd be thinking, so if that's been a secret, what else is a secret?
And I think that's
what else is there that?
Yeah, I think that's a tricky. I sometimes think that can be a tricky realm to get into, because I don't necessarily think. I don't necessarily
think... It's going to put that in your head. It's going to make you think of that, isn't it?
But I don't necessarily... he could be saying, from a purely practical point of view, this money comes out of my wages and we forget about it. And if we really get into the shit, or if we want to help one of our kids out, or there's a big thing I know from a security... You could look at it both ways. You could say, right, this was him really lining for a rainy day, saying nobody else needs to know about that money, because if they don't know it's there, we don't miss it. We don't have the conversation about whether we should tap into it. we don't have to, it literally goes out of my wages and we don't think about it. We don't even consider it to live on. And I think money is very emotive, but I don't necessarily think this needs to be shrouded in like secrecy. I think it could be from a practical. But I think from a practical point of view, he's saying, well, we didn't miss that money, and now as a result, we've got it to help our son out.
I don't see it like that. I see it as...
I mean, I see from her perspective that she feels like he's, you know...
I just think there are ways you can do that doesn't have to be a secret.
How, though? How do you do it?
You make it that you put it into an account that nobody can access, or you can only access it through certain ways, or you have to go into the bank. It's not something that you can literally log onto an app and transfer some money and that. So I think if it was for that, and I get the reason for doing that, then you put things in place that make it hard to access that money, and it's an open thing that let's do this. Every month, this amount of money is going to go in here. We can't access it unless it's an absolute matter of urgency. Something's happened. We need to get to it. I think there are ways you can manage that.
Well, so I'm saying is that I see the other side. Like I can definitely see both sides. I can see why she felt cheated. Like, why did it need to be a secret? Why didn't you just talk to me about it? We're married. We talk about everything. I can see that, but I can also see his point of view. That is like, well, what does it matter? That money is there. There's money in that account from my wages. I haven't gone and had a bender every week.
But you don't know, do you? Because it has been a secret, you don't know how much money has ever been in that account, what that has ever been used to pay for at different points that you've been completely unaware of. And I think that's the thing here.
So here's a question then. If this was you and Ian had been, putting money into another account, and he told you and you lost your shit, and he bought you all the bank statements and he said, this is every month what's gone on in and out of it, would that change it for you?
Well, it would make me feel more at ease about it. Yeah, of course. If this person is able to do that and provide proof of, look, this is everything that's gone in there. These are the only times I've taken money out of it to pay for certain things that we've needed or have come up, and then yes, of course, that would kind of ease my mind about what's been happening with that account and what it's been used for. But for me, I think it just would make me feel like, what else is happening in your life that is a secret to me that I'm not aware of, and I think that's hard. I think it's hard to get back if you kind of already put in this layer of doubt, because now whoever this person is, if I sort of think, okay, if I put myself in that person's shoes, I'll now be thinking, okay, I don't know what else has gone on with that money in that account, so I want to see some kind of proof or evidence that you haven't been using it for other things that I don't know of. And if I can't have access to that, that's going to put even more doubt in my mind about what's been going on with it, and then in turn make me think about other parts of our life, his life, her life, that I have been unaware of. And I think it's just, I can totally understand why this person lost their shit about it and is now feeling like very maybe unsure and a bit doubtful of the relationship they have.
To be clear, I hear the unease in it. I hear the like, oh God, this is brand new information. This is like, what you've got, but I can that's why I started by saying I can see both sides. I can absolutely see why this would cause an unease for you. But yeah, we'd love to hear what you think. What do you think about this dilemma of this other bank account? Call it a secret bank account if you want, or just another bank account where money's been going into. Obviously, there's loads of ways you can get in touch with us. You can find us both on Instagram. I'm at Ruth Corden, Ange's at Ange Corden.
And you can find the podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Just search Finding the Funny Podcast.
But another episode over. First episode back of
series 5
under our belt.
Get in.
We hope you've enjoyed this episode. It's felt like a good one, hasn't it, Angie?
Do you know what? It's been bloody great to be back. Oh, it's been bloody great to be back.
It's had everything you've ever wanted from a Finding the Funny episode. even a sibling fight at the end.
Yeah.
God,
well, not a fight, just a disagreement, perhaps.
Disagreements.
Just a disagreement. Yeah.
Well, look, we hope that you have a wonderful week, and we'll be here next week helping you to find more of the funny.